Alright guys, I know it's not Wednesday, but we're going to do a little thing where it actually hits Wednesday. So, this is a little bit about me. I met my wife in 2002. That was about 20 years ago. A friend of mine was going to Tennessee to visit a friend of his, and every time he'd come back, he'd be telling stories about me, and my wife overheard these stories and thought I was just some made-up guy. So that's something I hang over her head all the time, you know, that I'm not real, I'm just made up. So guys like me don't exist. I'm a fairy tale. So I don't know what he told her. I don't know how he betrayed me. I don't know what his stories were about me. But they got me to move to Illinois, and when I moved up to Illinois, he introduced me to my wife, and we went out once, and I mean, I just moved to Illinois. I hadn't been here but maybe a week. I hadn't found a job yet, hadn't done anything like that, and we went out once. She took me back to the trailer where we all were staying at, and then we went into town because he had to go do a job, so he told me that I could take the car until he got off work. And needless to say, me and her went out that night, and I never left her house. So she tried pushing me away a couple of times. I didn't budge. I knew there was this, at the time, there was this feeling that I should be with her no matter what, so I stuck with her. Yeah, we had a few rocky patches, but here's what I'm gonna give you advice as a man that's been married for 20 years. Talk. No matter what's going on, talk it out. Don't scream, don't holler, don't get an attitude, don't do all these other things. Sit down and talk it out. When we got together, I think it was like our second year of marriage, we moved into a house that we were trying to pay for, and we're still doing a few odd and end things to fix up the house. And I don't even remember what started the argument. Wife started screaming at the top of her lungs. I grabbed the keys, walked out of the house, and about 20, 30 minutes. I came back home. She was in the middle of the floor crying. She had one of the cats in her arms. I said, "Are you okay? Are you bleeding? You hurt? Anything like that?" She's like, "No." She said, "I thought you left me." I said, "Well, when you scream and holler at me like a 5-year-old child, the next time I will. Because I don't even let my bosses yell at me like that." So I think I've already told that story. But here's the catch. Something I'm wanting to drive home. Ever since then, we've talked our situations out. We don't scream and holler at each other. I don't raise my voice to my wife. She doesn't raise her voice to me. She might do something that aggravates me. I do a lot of stuff that aggravates her. But we keep it civil. That is a big key. Every night I crawl into bed, I give her a kiss. I tell her I love her. And that helps out a lot too. The main thing is try not to hang on to anger. Don't hang on to, well, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, she did this just to make me mad. 9 times out of 10, people do things not to piss you off, not to make you mad, because they think they're trying to help you, and instead they did the opposite. Here's the thing. Acknowledge they tried to help. Don't bring up the negative. Acknowledge they tried to help. And then point out the negative part of that. And say, "Hey, thank you for helping me, but here's what you did, and now it's pushing me back." And they're like, "Oh, I didn't know." I said, "I appreciate the effort. I really do. But next time, talk to me about it instead of just doing it." And trust me, that's a lot better than screaming and hollering at somebody. Okay, guys? Me and the wife separated for, I think it was a few weeks at one point. But we worked it out. And we got everything straightened out. And we got back together. It just, there's certain things that you got to do. I mean, everybody has an issue like that in their relationship at some point. I know a husband and wife split up for 3 months. The wife was living in a hotel room for 3 months. And the husband was paying for it. And they'd meet together for supper every night and talk and work it out until they finally moved back in together. Some things have to be worked out at a distance. Some things have to be worked out together. But, it can be worked out no matter what. The key phrase is work it out. Nothing in life should ever be held to where it cannot be forgiven. Saying if she's sleeping around, immediately forgive her and stay married to her? No. If she betrays you like that, definitely divorce her and get out of that unclean marriage. Definitely. But and the vice versa, if he's being unfaithful to you, divorce him, get out of that unclean marriage. Because that is not a good Christian marriage. But yeah, we've been through quite a bit. She's been with me when I got hit by a van. She was with me when I got hit in the head with a 3-ton steel plate off a punch press. And she was with me in times when I needed her. And that's part of the reason why I fell in love with her. She was there. She didn't run. She didn't throw me to the side until, I got better, or until, she stuck with me through thick and thin. So that's what, in my opinion, a wife is supposed to do. Not just during the good times. Not just during the highs and everything's on cloud 9. When you lose everything, she's supposed to be with you through that too. And if women can't be, if your partner cannot be with you during the low time, you don't need that partner. Because they only care about one thing: material things. They don't care about you. So that's my opinion. I would say this: if you marry a good Christian woman, y'all are going to have a lot of talks about the relationships, or about your relationship, and about the relationship with God. Make sure both of you are on the same page and in the same book. Because believe it or not, there are some pastors that are doing some pretty messed up things behind closed doors with not his wife. So lust is one of the big weaknesses in any relationship. Women will lust after money. Men will lust after women. It's a big... Lust is the worst sin right now, because that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's lusting after sex, after money, after, a lot of people are lusting after drugs and just can't get enough of it. A lot of people are just wanting, the best of what the world has to offer you, and you should be lusting after the best of what God could give you. So just be truthful to yourself and truthful to your partner, and everything will fall into place. Okay? If your partner's doing something you don't like, tell them. Say, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, but I don't like it when you do this. Is there a way we can change this? I don't like it when you do that, or, I don't like this, I don't like that. And just start one thing at a time. Don't don't do a dump truck on him or on her and just tell her everything that you hate that she does or he does. Start off small with one or two things, work on it until it's fixed, and then go to the next few things. And here's the thing: if you're willing to talk to them about that, you cannot get mad at them for talking to you about the same thing. Okay? So, if you're doing something that's aggravating the hell out of them and they don't like it, change. Just like you're asking them to change. Okay? Because relationships are forever changing. It is rare to find a relationship that hasn't shifted either deeper in love or further out of love. But a relationship is always shifting. Just like your relationship with God, it is always forever shifting. Okay? So, just pay attention. Just pay attention to your significant other and respect them. And if you're having problems, sit and listen. Don't talk. Don't put your 2 cents in. Listen to them. It makes a big difference. Sometimes all they need is somebody to listen to. And unfortunately, that is the position of a husband and a wife. Sometimes you just need to get your stuff off your chest, and it may not have anything to do with them. But just talking about stuff will help, okay? So guys, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm putting all this in the video. This way nobody can say, well, he had a good advice, I followed it, and my marriage is in shams. Now I'm going to sue him. No. I'm telling you what me and my wife do. Me and my wife have a really good, strong relationship. I can trust my wife to be in a room full of men, and I know she's not going to mess with them. And I hope I have faith in my wife that she knows I wouldn't mess with another woman in a room full of women. I am happily married. And I've even told my wife this: all other women are icky except her. If another woman comes up to me and starts hitting on me, I'm going to go, ooh, icky, and walk away. Okay? And when you get married, you have to be that way. I don't care if the most beautiful woman in the world walks up to you and starts flirting with you. Ooh, ick, walk away and go to your wife. Okay? So, you have to understand that in a relationship, it's not about you. If you think the entire relationship is about you and only you, you're not in a relationship. Okay? You're in a transaction. So we need to get back to trusting our wives and husbands and talking to them. That's the biggest reasons most people break up in marriages. They don't talk to each other anymore. I hope this helps. You guys have a good night. Have a blessed day. God bless. And I'll talk to you guys the next day.